Hey, everybody. Good morning. Morning coffee with Cliff. I got my coffee. I hope you have yours. And it's just you and me, so I don't need my headphones today. So glad you're here. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I love going live in the vertical mode because I know it shows up in the shorts feed, and I get to connect with more people who aren't already subscribed. And if you aren't already part of the team, hey, I'm Cliff Yates. I'm here in my cottage on my own private island in the Thousand Islands region of upstate New York. So let me know where you are in the world. If you're just jumping in and out of the shorts feed, I want to know, hey, where are you from? Hang around a while. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I'm Cliff Yates. Listen, I'm dedicated to all things personal growth, self-improvement, really positivity. But it's more than positive thinking. It's about positive programming, really. It comes right down to the power that we have in our thinking, no matter what. That's the ultimate power. Let me wait for a few more thousand people to show up here in the shorts feed, and we're going to get rolling this morning. Morning coffee with Cliff. Let me know where you are in the world. Give me a positive comment. I'll put you on my board here. I'll put you on the screen. Be part of the stream. That's the theme of the stream today. Be part of the stream. And hey, thanks for checking in. I'm Cliff Yates, everybody. If you aren't already subscribed, good morning. Morning coffee with me. I'm here on my own private island here in the Thousand Island region of upstate New York. A lot of times I go morning coffee, outside with the island background, but it's still cold here in the North Country of New York. It was in the low 50s this morning, and I think we're only getting up to 65, 66 today. Hey, damn it, that's too cold. I don't know. Hey, good morning, everybody. Morning coffee with Cliff. I'm so glad you're here. It's really kind of a new series. I think I'm going to be putting a playlist on my channel. Listen, this is my whole goal this morning in having coffee with you is, hey, expand and express more. Hey, let's build more of this community of progress. I want to know where you are. Let's connect on a real way. It's one of the reasons why I like to go live. A couple different reasons why I go live in the vertical format. Because I know it shows up in the shorts feed and people are jumping in and out from all over the world. And I get to connect with people who aren't already subscribed to my channel. And another reason why is because my channel is dedicated. I am dedicated to being raw and real. In other words, I don't like a lot of AI-generated BS. I want to connect with you in a real way. And sometimes today it's hard to tell what is real and what is fake BS. Now, of course, some AI-generated stuff is humorous. It's really, I still love, dancing bears. And, I like cats that are kicking down the doors of our bedrooms in the middle of the night playing a guitar. That stuff is funny. AI can be used for such humorous, creative venues. Creative outputs. It's entertaining as hell. Now, when it's used in a negative, deceptive way to deceive us into thinking maybe people said things they really didn't say, boy, that can be the real dark side of AI-generated content. But what I'm happy about is that YouTube is really starting to promote real people who are the face of their channel. There's a lot of faceless channels out there that are generating some of it is positive content. They're generating positive things, things of great value, but they're faceless channels. And I think in some cases they put out stuff of great value, but YouTube is noticing that people are generating a lot of AI-generated content that is meant purely for a monetary return. And so YouTube, although they benefit from watch hours, the more people are on a certain channel, they're not into AI-generated repetitive things that are deceiving people for the pure motive of monetary return. And so they are focusing, and which I'm glad they are focusing on, not faceless channels, but people who are willing to turn on the camera. They are real people. Of course, YouTube is a business, and although that's very virtuous that they're turning to real people, real content. They're also doing it because that's where the eyes want to go. That's what we want as a whole, as a majority. Now we are craving, reality, in real life created stuff that we know is raw and real. Hey, everybody, thanks for checking in. I'm Cliff Yates. I'm glad you're stopping in the channel here. Everything is raw and real here. I'm willing to turn on the camera and open myself up to public criticism, but that's what we all need to do, right? Be willing to be vulnerable, and that's how you can have a deeper connection with other people. That's what my channel is all about. If that resonates with you, please subscribe to the channel. I'm glad you're here. I really am. Listen, there's no better way to connect with somebody than, one-to-one, right, across the table. In real life, look each other in the eye. But hey, the next best way is like this. We can actually connect with each other all over the world. Never been a better time to be alive and to be a creator. And we're all creators if we'll choose to be so. Get out of the competitive mode into the creator mode. Even in your business, there's not a limit on abundance. Abundance is everywhere and available to us all. And we can expand and express and become more without taking away from anybody else. We can be creators and live life more abundantly. That doesn't mean somebody else loses. It's available to all of us. There is a limitless supply of abundance. And so get out of competitiveness where we are taking away from somebody. No, we are creators. I'm glad you're here, everybody. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, one of the reasons I like to go live, Morning Coffee with Cliff, is I connect with people from all over the world in the shorts feed. People jump in and out, but I get to connect with people who aren't already subscribed. And you know what? They say, who's this crazy bastard? I'm going to subscribe. Maybe I'll like the content. I do a couple podcasts on my channel. Listen, it's all things that are creative, positivity. It's really about expanding and expressing more on a positive level, because I learned long ago when I got really involved in personal growth, self-improvement, I got excited when I saw, holy shit, when I changed, everything began to change for me. Right? And when I became better, all of a sudden, everything else in my life became better. Oh, all of a sudden, I realized it wasn't the economy, my negative relatives, or the president. I had the power all along. It's like the Wizard of Oz. All I had to do was click my damn heels together, and I could become more, do more, and connect more, and live life more abundantly. And so then I just got immersed in this stuff. And that's what I share with other people, because I know one concept that's true. I can't help anybody else without helping myself. So selfishly, I produce content that is of a real raw nature, that is really leaning towards what we can do to become more, get more, and share more. Because you know what? When we get better, who benefits but everybody else around us? Family, friends, acquaintances, everybody we work with. Hey, leave me a comment. I want to highlight all your comments. So far, I have 0 comments, but that's all right. That doesn't mean we won't have one in the future. The future is bright, according to PBD, one of the podcasts that I follow, Patrick Bet-David. He's awesome. And that's part of what I do. I study other people. I learn what other people are putting out there that can help me expand and express my life. Then I share that with you, because when I do that, I learn more and I learn it better. It's more ingrained in my subconscious mind. This is the kind of thing that I like to study and focus on and share with you. As you can tell, if you're paying attention, I have no notes. There's no teleprompter here. I'm speaking from my head and my heart. And if you haven't already, hey, all right, what do I got here checking in? I'm going to highlight you, Mr. or Mrs., right? Oh, Piper Pie 01. Hi, how are you, Piper Pie? Hey, man, I like that name. That's a great name, Piper Pie. Thanks for checking in. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, Piper Pie 01, I'm so glad that you checked in on the channel. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, listen, been so dedicated. I am doing great, Piper Pie 101. Let me know where you're at in the world. I'm in upstate New York. I'm in the Thousand Island region of the St. Lawrence River. I'm on my own private island, actually in the middle of the St. Lawrence River, which is located in upstate New York, although there's a Canadian side and a New York side. And there's a region called the Thousand Island region of upstate New York. That's where I am. There's actually 1,864 islands. And I'm coming to you live, raw and real. There's no AI-generated BS here. There's no green screens here. No, this is me, live, in person. If this kind of content resonates with you, please subscribe to the channel. I'm growing a community of progress as slow as it goes, but that's all right. I don't care. I'm going to keep creating. Perseverance beats talent every time. That's one of the principles and values I like to talk about. I like the underdog story. Hey, and we can all be an underdog story, right? We are all the creators of the movies of our lives. That's a concept that I love to talk about. So glad you're checking in here. I'm Cliff Yates, everybody. I was a cop for 35 years. I was a stand-up comedian for 30 years. I've done some acting when I lived in Los Angeles. And I worked for the LA County Sheriff's Department. I worked in the tough areas. I worked in Compton, California. I worked on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood. At the same time I was a cop, I was also a stand-up comedian. Am I doing good? What do you think there? Let's put you on here. Shwetagwada, M587. You good? Negative. I am not good. I am great. I am great as they come, but thanks for checking. Glad you're checking in, and I appreciate you asking. Hey, it's always good to check in on people. Hey, how are you actually doing? And you know what? In a real way, connect with people on a deeper level, not just superficially. And that's what my channel is all about. If that resonates with you, then subscribe. Join the community of progress. I'm doing my morning coffee with Cliff because it's a kind of a new series I've been creating. Starting a couple days ago. I was going live outside on my island because I liked the background of the river. But damn it, it's cold this morning, so I thought I'd jump in here. Piper Pie 01. Hey, I must still have it. You're laughing. All right, I made somebody laugh today, which used to be my business as stand-up comedian. That was the job I was in, although it was very rewarding and fun. Hey, you know, it's I'm still making people laugh. I got Piper Pie laughing. Hey, so I'm going to consider that a win, everybody. Bringing joy to other people. There's no greater joy than having a positive impact on other people. One thing I learned, I do take creative criticism. Yesterday, someone was rightly expressing that, wow, you talk a lot, and I mean a lot. I tend to talk too fast, and so I sometimes have to consciously learn to slow my speech down, and I have to get comfortable more and more with the pauses. I had to learn that in stand-up comedy. Sometimes when you're not getting your laughs, you get anxiety, and then you start going faster and faster, and you don't allow the punchline to hit, and so then you start doing worse and worse. And so I did learn in stand-up comedy to get comfortable with the pauses. But sometimes I forget. I have to be slapped in the face with a reminder, and I'm happy when somebody does that. You're great too. All right. Well, you know what? That is something that I love to do, is to connect with people who are like-minded, who are also thinking, hey, how can I do better? How can I become more? Because I know, selfishly, I know getting better myself is actually going to help other people. It's going to help the people I come in contact with, the people that I'm around. And I don't do it for the response that I'm going to get, although I do appreciate an encouraging word. I do notice how that makes me feel inside when I get an encouraging word. That's why I like to encourage other people, because of the feel. Never rob somebody else of the pleasure of giving. I learned that from Tony Robbins 30 years ago, right? When you get to a point in your life where you can actually pick up the tab, right? You can pick up the tab for people. You go out to lunch or dinner, and you have the wherewithal, you can pick up the tab. And it's a great thing that you can do that. It creates a great feeling, like the gift of giving. You get so much more out of it by giving to other people. You're in a position. But then I realized another thing. Other people would try to pick up the tab. No, I got this. You could almost fight over it, right? And then I realized, wait a minute, sometimes I have to realize the pleasure I got from giving, I shouldn't rob that from other people. So every once in a while, you know what? We have to give people that gift that they want to give us. And you have to allow them to pick up the tab for you. And So I allow people now, once in a while, if they offer to pick up the tab, it's going to make them feel better. Why would I rob them of that feeling? And so sometimes sit back and allow other people to pick up the tab. Hey, man, that's something I learned a long time ago. So Piper Pie 101, I'm glad you're great. And you know what? You are great. And I'm glad you had the wherewithal to say, damn it, I'm going to leave a comment. I'm going to connect here. I'm going to leave a comment on the chat. I'm going to connect with Cliff on a real raw way. He's willing to go live on his channel. And I'm checking in and seeing what he's doing. And so thanks, everybody. I am Cliff Yates. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Morning Coffee with Cliff. You're in the right place if that's something that resonates with you. God knows your heart. So if your heart's in the right place, you're doing the right thing, then you go forward and choosing your thoughts the way you want to, not based on what's happening in the outside world. You pick your thoughts because your thoughts become things. Your outside world really is a direct reflection of your past thinking. And once you get a hold of that concept, it's going to cause you to purposely pick how you think. And when you start claiming that power, your life is going to change because it has to. Circumstances and events and people are going to follow and be magnetized and connected and attracted to you based on the vibration that you're creating with your thoughts. All right, thanks for checking in. So glad for the people I've connected with today. And I'll tell you what, it's one person at a time. And my channel is still, I'll say, tiny, small enough. And you know what? The power of our questions, that's something that I learned 35, 40 years ago. No matter what we ask, our subconscious mind is going to come up with an answer. And if it's a bullshit question like, why am I such a failure? Why does nothing work out for me? Your brain will look for the answer to that question. So what do you have to do? Change your questions. Start asking in every circumstance, okay, what's good about this? Because it's a true fact if you'll adopt this philosophy. Through every adversity, there's an equal or greater opportunity if we'll just look for it. So if you start asking that question, no matter what happens, okay, what's good about this? Your brain will look for the reason as to what is good about this. And I've been able to enact and habituate that philosophy. And so you can do the same thing. And you know what? That philosophy helps me in trying to grow my YouTube channel that I'm doing right now. I ask myself, what's good about this? Sometimes I'll say, wow, I didn't get a lot of people today that were interacting with me on the channel. Not too many people engaged with me on the chat. I only had so many viewers. I only had so many comments on my video today. Even though I know I created positive content, I know that I went out of my way to study something and create a podcast post, and I didn't get. Now I can ask myself, why? No, I ask myself, what's good about this? I only have 5 comments today. Well, what's good about that? You know what? I can easily respond to each and every comment that was left today. If I had 5,000 comments, I wouldn't be able to interact with each person individually. So what's good about that? What's good about this? I only have 5 comments. Hey, I get to personally interact with that person one-on-one. If Tom left a positive comment, Tina left a positive comment, and that's all I got, hey, that's pretty easy for me to say to Tina and respond to her directly. Tina, thanks for engaging with me on the channel today. Hope you found some value in it. If you haven't already, just do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. And you know what? That creates a feeling within us, and I'm talking not just myself, but within you, that says when we ask ourselves, what's good about this, that we actually do find, right? Seek first, right? We ask, what's good about this? We're going to receive an answer. All right, I kind of got off on a little tangent there, but it was a positive tangent. I'm pretty damn happy with it. Morning Coffee with Cliff. Everybody, we're in the stream here this morning. I'm live, raw and real. There's no teleprompter. I got no notes today. I'm speaking from the heart. why I share things that I've lived, that I've done, my experience, the wisdom that I've gained over 68 years on the earth. And yes, I've been around for 68 years. Sometimes when I look in the mirror, I'm reminded, holy shit, I guess I am 68. But I know when I don't look in the mirror, energy-wise, ambition-wise, philosophy-wise, I'm only 29 years old. It doesn't matter if I die tomorrow. I'm coming to you with my best self today. It might not be as good as yesterday or tomorrow, but in the now, I'm giving you my best self. All right, let's have a few more thousand people check in the live stream today. You know what? If you haven't already, create your own YouTube channel. If you haven't already, start creating content. You're going to be surprised at the return on your efforts. I'm not going to say return on your investment because that kind of hints that you're doing something for a monetary return. But I'm going to say your return on investment for creating your own channel, your own YouTube channel. You know, you can keep it private. And hey, YouTube does an amazing thing for you. It hosts all of your videos for free. So take advantage of that. Create some videos that maybe, who knows, down the line, your kids, your grandkids, they'll get to see you speaking in videos down the line, years down the line. Maybe when you're gone, right? You're not here anymore, but your positive intent, your positive creations can live on in the hearts and minds of maybe your grandkids. Wouldn't that be great today if we could look at videos created by our great-grandparents, even our grandparents, if we could look at videos and messages and see how they lived and the experiences they were sharing? What a great thing that would be. Well, guess what? That's something we can do and create right now today. And I would encourage you to do it. I'm doing it right now. Yeah, this is a live stream, but I have a couple podcasts that I film. I live stream because I get to connect with new people, and I bring them into my channel. And it helps me grow my community of content. Community of progress. Community of content? Yeah, I guess it is a community of content. But hey, that's another reason I like to go raw, live, and real is because you know what? The mistakes stay in. It's kind of a live, kind of a high wire act that I play here when you go live. That's something you do. You end up, really, if you go live, you're going to get comfortable with being in front of the camera. You're going to be comfortable just being yourself. Eventually you're going to become more and more yourself on camera because it's too exhausting to try to be fake someone you're not, and people can really resonate with you. They're going to start to see you who you are, and you know, as my buddy Les Robbins says, you have greatness within you. All right, we got more people checking in. Hey, thanks for checking in, everybody. I appreciate your comments, and love it. All right. Let me know in the chat where you're from. I'm actually in the Thousand Island region of upstate New York. I'm in my own private island here, my own private chalet, my own private cottage here in the St. Lawrence River, which is in upstate New York. That's where I am in the world. Sometimes I have to remind myself to say where I'm at because sometimes in the chat people will chime in, hey, where are you at? Are you in America? And then I realize, oh, shit, I'm streaming to the world. Even though, hey, thanks for checking in, everybody. I'm Cliff Yates. Yeah, retired cop. Did it for 35 years. From New York to L.A. I was a stand-up comedian. Actually worked all over the country, opening for several headliners. I was the opening act. That's kind of that's the easiest job really to have, right? But, you know, if you get good at it, you can make a living just being the opening act for headliners. And headliners want a good opening act. They don't want you to be too good. Some do, but most don't, because if you're too good, people are going to be saying, hey, that guy should be the headliner over you. But they don't want somebody that's not good who's going to poison the audience. And so being an opening act, it's kind of a good job. I liked it for many, many, many years, but my joy is having a positive impact on other people. I got hooked on this self-improvement, personal growth stuff, and that's what I focus on today. And I share that with other people through this medium, right, through this format. Morning Coffee with Cliff. I'm so glad you're here. Live streaming today. Live streaming through Ecamm. If you don't know what that is, look at that. I have control of how I appear on screen because I'm using Ecamm Live. It's a software for streaming and recording, maybe podcast or anything. And I'm able to I can take your comment right here in the live stream, and I can put you right on screen. Kind of like that. So, hey, don't be bashful. Let me know where you are in the world. I'm Cliff Yates from the St. Lawrence River, 1000 Island region of upstate New York. It's a great place. It's paradise on earth, as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of other people too. But some people don't even know where we are and what this place is all about. All right, let's let a few more thousand people chime in here. And if you look, because you can tell, there's not 1,000 people here. That's my delusional self. But you know what? Sometimes it's okay to be a little bit delusional. As you think in your heart, so you will be. From the great book by James Allen, As a Man Thinketh, So Is He. All right, everybody. I'm glad I connected with a few of you this morning. Morning coffee with Cliff has expired, everybody. Here on the East Coast, it is no longer morning. I just passed noon. Damn it, I can no longer do morning coffee. I'm going to have to get off here, everybody. All right, thanks for all of you who checked in today. So glad to connect with you on a real personal level. Yeah, it's morning coffee with Cliff, everybody. I'm Cliff Yates. I'm here on my own private island. I know it's afternoon here now. I've crossed the border of morning into afternoon. So I guess my morning coffee with Cliff event has expired. Unless maybe where you are in the world it's still morning, which if that's the case, let me know in the chat. So glad you're here and checking in. It's funny how people will just, all of a sudden, I'll get 20, 30 people will be checking in. I know when I go live in the vertical format, I actually do this on purpose because I know it shows up in the shorts feed. And I get to connect with people who aren't already subscribed to the channel. So I'm growing my channel, right? A community of progress. This is my first day of the week. Hey, do you start your week on Monday? I know I always did in the past, and I know a lot of people do. But, I've started my week on Sunday. And most calendars start their week on Sundays, and so I've started doing this. So this is day one. You know what? But you know what? Every day can be day one. If you had a bad day yesterday, guess what? The next day can be day one. Turn it around. Every day can be a renewing of your mind. Right? We can start over again. Start fresh. Get that philosophy out of your mind. I don't want to start over. You're not starting over. You're starting new with all of the wisdom that you have brought with you and the lessons from the past. You're not living in the past. You're living in the present, but you've brought with you the gifts of your past. You brought your gifts with you. You can carry the wisdom with you in your heart and your mind. In the baggage of crap, you can leave that behind. Get rid of it. No regrets. Forget regret or life is yours to miss. From the famous song from the great production Rent, which I saw on Broadway back in 1995. Morning Coffee with Cliff has been a success today. Why? Because I gained a couple subscribers. I've connected with a few people. And so I'm glad. I'm glad I was able to connect with just a few people join the chat today. Just a couple. But that's okay. It's all about one person at a time. Connecting with one person at a time. When I go out in the world, when I go to the grocery store later, and when I go to the grocery store from my island here, it's kind of work intensive to go to the grocery store. I have to look at the weather before I go because I got to get in my boat, drive to the mainland, which is about 5-6 minutes by boat, right? Get in my car, drive 20 minutes to the grocery store, get all my provisions, and then drive back to the car, 20 minutes, load it into the boat, right? And then drive the boat back here to the island, unload, and load the refrigerator. But it's a labor of love, everybody. So, hey, I'm glad you're stopping in here. And I'm able, through the marvel of technology, I'm able to go live here on the YouTube channel today, everybody. Thanks for checking in. I'm so glad you're part of the stream. Morning Coffee with Cliff. And so glad you're here. Thanks for checking in, everybody. I'm glad. You've made my day by leaving your comments in the chat. I appreciate everybody who did. And those who didn't, we go forward and onward without you. Time waits for no man, and that goes for you, me, and everybody. We all operate under the same laws of success and failure. The power that we have within us all. All right, everybody. So glad you checked in. All right, I'll see you in the next video. And that is it.